Hey, I'm back. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, Undertaker Stone Cold. That could work. You know, because I've never seen. If you know, I know I said actually, you know what? I should drop this topic because it's gonna be another question in the future. Let me just go to PNR Wrestling. His second question. What is your favorite WWE video minus either the DX video or HBK Heartbreak Triumph or the ladder match? Heads up, I don't really have a favorite. You guys know I have a lot of wrestling DVDs, so I can't pick a favorite. But I can give you some that have exceeded expectations, I guess you could say. Shawn Micheals DVD is one of them. Ladder match might be in my top two. It's that good. Hell in a Cell I like. The Eddie Guerrer, which I'm not even finished with, because Disc 3 doesn't look that good. Disc 3 doesn't really have that famous match. But although just before that this dude, he's pretty good. You said WWE, I don't want to go into TNA video. The Bret Hart DVD I think is very good. The Ric Flair DVD is very good. The first one, I didn't really like the second one. I didn't think it should have won Best DVD award. I just think they did it because Ric Flair retired. Couple of the favorites. The Rey Mysterio DVD, I don't know if I said that. His was very good. That might be one of my all-time favorites. The Raw Anniversary is in my all-time. The Rise and Fall of ECW, that's in my all-time. The Monday Night Wars. If I had to pick one, I'd have to say maybe the ladder match, because you get 30 matches, not clipped, some with entrances, some without. The most famous ladder matches of all time. They don't just throw in a bunch of crap ones. They throw the really good stuff in there. So yeah, I'm going to have to go with maybe the ladder match. It's probably my favorite. Okay, next question is from True Story 007. Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate that. Now, let's see. He has kind of two. If you could take two wrestlers, past or present, and put them in a feud you and the fans would like to see, you know, i.e. Bret versus Kurt, or the 1997 Shawn Micheals versus the 1989 Macho Man, or Tazz versus Somoa Joe, just name a few examples. Also, if you could put a faction and a tag team like heel Eddie Guerrer and Owen Hart together from the past, who would consist of in that faction? Also, like Canada, Bret Hart and Chris Benoit. Thank you for answering my question and keep up the good work. As for a feud, I've always wanted to see Kurt Angle Bret. That's one of the few feuds that us wrestlers have been chipped of. Past or present, there's always two that I've always wanted to know. One of them was AJ Styles versus the old Rey Mysterio. I would love him to fight New Mysterio. I'm just talking about the really old one when he was jumping all over the place, and the really old AJ Styles when AJ was jumping all over the place. AJ versus Rey. I've been thinking about that one for a long time. That could be a very, very good match. Also, Alex Shelley versus Rey is another one. But as for WWE, past or present, I've always thought Bam Bam Bigelow versus Somoa Joe. Bam Bam is very underrated. Possibly one of the greatest big guys to ever wrestle. Him versus Somoa Joe would have been very good, very intense. Let me just give you one more. How about Randy Savage versus Kurt Angle? That could work. We've never seen that before. So yeah, and as for a faction, I've always wanted to see a group of Canada wrestlers like that, but with Benoit and Jericho, because they did the Un-Americans a couple of years ago, and they did the Hart Foundation in 1997. But to me, they should have really mixed and had Chris Benoit, and that could have worked. Like, they should have had Bret, Benoit, Jericho, Owen, and don't really like Test. Lance Storm. I thought Lance Storm was very underrated. That would probably be my dream stable. The real Team Canada. Not the Team Canada and TNA, not the Hart Foundation, and not the Un-Americans in 2002. The real Team Canada. Okay. Next question is from SJRXX619. Who of the current roster would be in your dream Money in the Bank match? Mine is Evan Bourne, John Morrison, Rey Mysterio, Shelton Benjamin, Christian, TJ Kidd, D. Brian, Kendrick, and Kofi Kingston. I would put Punk in there. Maybe I'd take away Rey Mysterio because I don't like Rey Mysterio is very good, but he usually has a bigger role than just Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is usually for someone in the upper mid-card to get a push, but Rey already has his push, so why does he have to be there? To me, the winner of the Money in the Bank is supposed to get the push that's supposed to elevate them to world title status. Kennedy kind of got gypped because of his injury, but it worked for RVD, it worked for Edge, and it worked for CM Punk. So I don't think Rey should be in here, and because this is really goes to a person who has to get to the top. I would like Punk in there because Rey's already established himself. You know, as a world title match, all the world heavyweight title holder, famous wrestler. Punk, I don't really see him there because after he got hurt, he also got kind of gypped because after he won the world title, I still don't see him as a world title contender. I still kind of see him as upper mid card. So who would I replace? I want to see MVP in there. I don't know why MVP is not in there since he's actually probably the favorite to win the Money in the Bank this year. He deserves that push. MVP, and I would also like to see R-Truth. Maybe take out Rey Mysterio. Maybe even John Morrison. John Morrison or Christian, because I don't want Miz and Morrison to break up yet. Because if John Morrison wins, they're definitely breaking up. They can't work that. So yeah, my thing would be this. Just take away Morrison and Rey and put in R-Truth and MVP. That would be my dream Money in the Bank. Last 3 questions are from best YouTube channel or best YT channel. Out of the gimmick type of matches in WWE TNA, which ones do you like and what matches do you don't like? The matches I like are Hell in a Cell, Ladder, Stretcher, and Ultimate X. The matches I dislike are anything on a pole, Inferno, and anything hardcore. I think it spoils the actual wrestling with just crappy fake weapon shots. Don't call them crappy fake weapon shots because some of that shit hurts. After you've read 3 of Mick Foley's books like I have, you realize on the back here, let me just show you. On the back of Mick Foley's Have a Nice Day book, it shows all the injuries he's ever received in his career. So don't call this hardcore fake weapon shots. Because Mick Foley has a story for each of these injuries. Come on, like 2/3 of ear ripped off. And my personal favorite down here at the bottom, it says over 325 stitches. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Mick Foley wouldn't like it if he said fake crappy weapon shots. But since you didn't mention TNA, I'm just going to throw in, last rites match, black brawl and chain match, electrified cage match. Now let me go some more common stipulations. I hate blindfold matches. They are so boring. God. Blindfold matches shouldn't exist. Matches that I also don't like. I'm going to give you one more. TNA's Reverse Battle Royal just looks too weird, too gimmicky. They could do better than that. Matches let me be that I like. I don't know why you didn't put Elimination Chamber. That's probably my favorite of all time. Also, Last Man Standing. Last Man Standing, not the TNA version. That kind of ruins the purpose of Last Man Standing, where you have to pin the guy. So yeah, the WWE version where you're down, you're down. So Last Man Standing is another one I like. I think cage matches are a little overrated. They're good. They're just not the best. Also, another stipulation I don't really like is a strap match if you use it wrong. If you use a strap match right, it's great. If you use it wrong, it's shit. You really have to use a strap match carefully. It's one of those matches that can go up or down. Because if you use a strap match wrong, it's really going to blow up in your face. What wrestlers do you feel deserve a push towards the main event of WWE? I want Shelton, MVP, Morrison, and Matt Hardy all meant to fame relatively soon. I agree with that. Christian Cage, if he hasn't already had it, he should get a push. And Jack Swagger. I know technically he's ECW champion, but still, that's not really a big push. Because ECW title's like the Intercontinental title right now. Actually, kind of less than that. So yeah, I'd say Sheldon, MVP, John Morrison, Matt Hardy, Swagger, Christian, R-Truth. Also R-Truth, who guys know I love so much. He deserves his push very soon. Last question, this is what I was trying to say before. Do you think Undertaker's WrestleMania streak should ever be ended? I think that it should, because the match is not interesting when you know that he's definitely going to win. You don't know what you want. No offense, these are great questions, but come on. There have never been times where I thought The Undertaker would win for sure. The past 2 WrestleManias, especially 2007 against Batista, I thought he would lose. Against Edge, the guy who always finds a way to win and makes history, yeah, I thought he would do that. And Batista, they hyped it up so much. They hyped that match tremendously that I really thought Undertaker would lose. I really thought this would be the time. When Undertaker fights for the world title at Mania, you can't always predict he's going to win. Okay, against Mark Henry, maybe. I guess you can predict that. Against Orton, definitely not. Because against Orton, once again, Orton trying to become the legend killer. You couldn't tell if Undertaker would lose that match also. Kane was pretty predictable. A-Train Big Show was pretty predictable. Ric Flair wasn't predictable. I actually thought maybe Ric Flair had a chance. Triple H wasn't predictable. Boss Man, I guess, was predictable. So, no, I disagree with you highly. I do not think those matches are predictable at all. Trust me, I think they're actually anticipating, wondering, can the streak go on? Can the streak go on? Do I think it should end? No. If it should end on either like The Undertaker's last match, his last match as the rest of his career. It should end with a man going out like Ric Flair. I've always said if the only person who ever had an excuse to be The Undertaker was Ric Flair, because that was him going out. The last thing I want to do is stop The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. That would have worked. Or like some people said, Undertaker might fight. Undertaker fighting Stone Cold. What if Stone Cold wants his last match against The Undertaker? Before going into the Hall of Fame, because Stone Cold says he wants to have one last match, most likely. And why can't it be The Undertaker? That seems perfect. They've never fought at Mania. They've had great matches at SummerSlam and at Judgment Day 2001, but they've never fought at Mania. So that could be a person who can the streak. But do I think it should end? No, because that's really what defines The Undertaker. You never know. The matches are always exciting. I'm Bigrat310 out.